Yep.
When I first saw Creature swing, I didn't think he'd be a long hitter. I know, weird, right? Well, he does hit a long ball. So I thought I would figure out why. And what I found out was very interesting. You see, Creature has only 2 out of the 3 requirements for power. God help us if he figures out the missing 3rd component. So, what does he do well then to generate his power? Let's take a look. Okay, really like his setup textbook. Really like his powerful athletic stance. Now, what's interesting though is his power is not from shoulder turn. He could turn his shoulders more. His power is not from hip turn. There's lots of room there for more hip rotation. But the 2 things he does do exceptionally well are lag and fast hands. They are the 2 components of power that he has in spades. Check out his textbook lag and compare it to Jamie Sobolewski. Now, through Impact, I can't even slow down the frame rate in my video editing software enough to get a glimpse of his hands at impact. Now that's fast hands. Okay, so what's the missing component then? Well, it's all in the hips. Hip rotation speed is the missing 3rd component. Slow hips Harry, we could call him, but we won't because that's not nice. My point is that if we could teach Harry to use his hips more, I estimate we could give him another 25 yards and more consistency. So, let's start Operation Fast Hips Harry. Now, my degree area is sports science. I have a Bachelor of Sports Science from my local uni, and I can remember well studying how to develop power. We were shown how power is generated by analysing 2 sports, horse racing and baseball. Probably because I think they are 2 of the most studied sports in the world, and most sports science students have to study these 2 sports. So we all had to learn the basics of power by analysing how baseball players generate their enormous power when at bat. And you guessed it, it's all in the hips. So this is Troy Tulowitzki, who is a known power hitter and a master of the hip rotation. Watch for 2 things that Troy does that Creature and all of us can learn from. The first is the right knee drive towards the left leg. It's driving in the direction he wants the ball to go. This right knee drive really is the key to developing greater hip rotation. And on the top of the backswing, it's something you want to really think about and concentrate your mind in on that right knee turning and driving towards the left leg. The second thing to watch is the hip rotation angle at impact. Troy's hips have turned a full 90 degrees at impact. Incredible hip speed to achieve that. So let's now look at a comparison between Creature and Jamie Sobolewski, who probably has one of the best hip rotation speeds in the game of golf. So you can see Creature's lag is just as good as Jamie's. At the top of the backswing, Jamie's on his left toe, while Creature's left foot is firmly planted. This reminds me of my local golf pro when I was a kid, whose name was Gary, and he was the biggest hitter that I knew at the time. And he always used to tell me to get onto the left toe at the top because it promotes better hip turn through impact. It frees up the hips to expect a swivel from the left toe to the outside of the left foot. Stand up again now and go to the top of your backswing and go onto your left toe. Then practice driving the right knee towards the left leg and pushing from the left toe to the outside of the left foot with your left leg. Rock back and forth, driving the right knee and rolling the left foot from toe to driving that left heel into the floor. And you should start to feel more like that baseball player and feel like your hips are doing more of the work. Now, don't get me wrong, quiet hips can create a more consistent ball strike. However, in Creature's case, I feel that if you freeze up his hips a little bit, this will actually eliminate the bad shot left from his game. And therefore, as well as more power, will give him more consistency under pressure. But where Jamie develops more power is in the right knee drive towards his left leg, which creates the hip rotation speed. And at impact, you can see the difference in hip rotation between Creature and Jamie. So, for a golf swing thought, think about driving the right knee towards the left leg. Stand up now and practice this for yourself as you're watching. At the top of your backswing, feel the difference between driving the right knee towards the left leg in the direction you want the ball to go. Compare that to simply pointing the right knee in the direction of the ball. There's a definite difference in feeling that you get from driving that right knee straight towards the left leg. As you drive the right knee towards the left leg, the hips will automatically speed up and automatically begin to rotate more. So just concentrate on driving your right knee directly towards your left leg from the top of the backswing, and you'll get more power and more consistency. Alright, so this footage is of Creature with a wedge. I'm not exactly sure, but looking at this, I would say that his wedge play would be pretty good, if not excellent. For wedges, Creature's quiet hips are perfect, producing a consistent, solid wedge every time. I can't fault this swing or this shot in any way whatsoever. So it's something to think about. Should your wedge swing be the same as your driver swing? Or should you free the hips up a bit for the longer shots? I'll leave it up to you to decide. Okay, so to sum up, let's do a comparison with Jordan Spieth. Coming into impact, you can see Creature's hips are pretty much square to the target, while Jordan's hips are facing way off to the left. This hip rotation will provide more power and stop the club face from closing, sending the ball left. I think under pressure of tournament play, this will be important for Creature to think about.
Hey guys, so I want to talk a little bit about rotation. Obviously, rotation is a hot topic and it's for a good cause because it's a really important part, of the swing, solid contact, hitting the ball farther and everything. Recently online I've been watching a bunch of different people and there's a ton of different rotation drills out there, and I came across one that I think is the best rotation drill I've ever seen. I didn't come up with it. I've seen a bunch of different people use it. I wanted to do a video on it just to make sure you guys have seen it if you haven't already. Something you could definitely put into your practice that helps me. I've used it with people and it helps a lot, so I want to show you guys. So here's the deal. I took an alignment rod, and the alignment rod goes through the belt loops on your pants. Now, when you put this in, you want to make sure the edge of the alignment rod doesn't stick out to the right so you don't hit yourself. So like the whole alignment rod should be to the left of your body here, and the right edge of it shouldn't be sticking out to the right. So throw that in your belt loops, alignment rod, pretty simple. Now, here's the goal with it. You know, at impact, if we look at better players, obviously there's a correlation with how open their body is and how well they strike the ball, how far they hit it, how good they are. It's a huge correlation there. Typically, in terms of like the hips themselves, we'd be looking for something along the lines of maybe 45 degrees as a simple ballpark average of how far open should you actually be at impact. Just a snapshot of a moment in time. What I feel and found works really good with this as a visual, and some guys will put like an object back here that you actually try and hit with it, and that works great. My feel with this is from the top, I'm trying to get the alignment rod perfectly in line or fully turned with the golf ball. So I'm trying to make it, if there's an extension, I'm trying to make it look like this. So I'm trying to over-exaggerate this sort of 45-degree angle. I'm trying to get it all the way open. Now, obviously, I'm probably not gonna get that far, but my feeling of getting that far open for me puts me in a nice middle ground. And for whatever reason, I don't know why it is, but it works. This, as a visual in the field, works really good. So whatever, it works good. So I'm gonna demonstrate one here. So I'll have this in here. You can do this with any different club you want. And I'll kind of just pre-pose a feel where I'm trying to get that almost fully rotated by impact. And then when I actually hit, what I feel is I get to the top of my backswing, and my first move from the top of my backswing, before my arms and hands go or the club, is to make this point left or get to that spot that I talked about. That's the first feel. So from the down the line view with this rotation drill, you know, visually, I'm still trying to get that, you know, look from this direction of having my hips and my torso open as much as I can. So this should be pointed almost straight to the left is my feel. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate one. I kind of like that, you know, get a feel of the opening first. And then again, right from the top of my backswing, before anything else goes, I'm trying to get that rod to get as far left as I can, basically as soon as I can. You know, something I think with the rotation, people confuse more rotation with rotating faster versus sooner, you know, so there's an element of sequence that's important. I don't necessarily, when I say I want you to rotate more, mean go to the top and whip your body open as fast as you can. I don't mean that. I mean relative to where the other segments of your body are at, mainly your hands and the arms and club. I want you to be open sooner relative to those two things. So there's a little bit of a difference there between those two. So normal setup, try and get myself open. It's easier for me if I take my left hand off. I'll go back on and get that left right from the top. Good. And that for me, someone who doesn't rotate all that well, feels like I'm way more open. Now obviously when I watch it on video, I'll be somewhere in between the two, and that's fine. So give this one a try. Use this, put it through the belt loops. Remember, all of it to the left. Try and get as open as you can during the downswing if you're someone who struggles with rotation. So hopefully that helps, and again, leave us a comment below. Let us know how you do.
Driving range with reigning British Masters champion Paul Dunne to find out exactly how he's working on his game at the moment. So Paul, we couldn't help but notice these interesting little training aids that you're using at the moment. What are these helping you with?
Well, it could be anything really. You know, it's just something to put under my toes so I can get more into my heels in my swing. Yeah. Stop me early extending a little bit. So basically it makes me hold my posture a little bit better throughout the swing. But it's just a softball chopped in half that I got. My coach did it in America, and I've been using it, and I started to see some good results with it, so I thought, why not? Yeah, so you don't need to go all out with the fancy training aids. You can just kind of make it up yourself. Yeah, it's just about creating a feel. You know, he was trying to get me to feel like I was getting more in my heels in transition, and this just helped me feel it, you know, so I think it's just tailoring towards the individual. So this works for me. Who knows what works for everybody else? Yeah, I mean, yeah, please show us. Yeah, so basically I just put it under the balls of my feet, and it's to stop me getting up a little bit too high on the backswing, and also on the way through to stop what's called an early extension. So it kind of helps me keep in my posture a little bit better through the ball. So I basically just hit shots with this under here, try hold my posture and saw off my follow through. Yeah, look at that.
And you said you've noticed some really, well, strong aspects of your game at the moment.